eyes, the bells on his red collar jangling, and leapt onto the car's warm bonnet. "Mr. Gray has been hinting that he wanted to put the resort on the market for a while now. He wants to retire and buy a house closer to his children, and the offer's too good to refuse, apparently. We both know the business needs a big influx of cash. It's popular, but there's always something in need of repair, especially recently, because we've had so many guests," Bonibel said quietly. "What if we say we don't want him to sell?" Holliday gulped. "What if this buyer is all wrong for the place?" Bonibel frowned. "That's not really up to us, is it, Hen? Besides, there's no reason for us to stand in the way of the deal. We need to give the investor a chance. Who knows, he might be good for the resort, especially if he has deep pockets. It's not just the maintenance work. I've got lots of ideas for additional things we could offer guests, maybe even a new cabin or two." Holliday watched as the door of the Jeep flew open and a tall figure leapt out and started to shoo Frosty off the car with an impatient wave. "You can't read anything into that. I'm sure he adores animals," murmured Bonibel. The older woman then sighed as Holliday sucked in a breath before walking to the entrance of the lodge and swinging the front door wide open. Frosty scampered into the warmth, immediately disappearing into the sitting room to the right of the hallway, where the resort's guests often congregated around the open fire and piano in the evenings. Holliday watched the stranger swipe snowflakes from his hair and stride to the back of the Jeep before he pulled out a small grey suitcase and matching laptop bag from the boot. He stomped up the wide wooden steps onto the decking that was adorned with almost every imaginable shape and size of Christmas decoration. Holliday swore the man recoiled as he took in the festive scene before his expression smoothed and he turned to give her his full attention. "Mrs. Baker?" the man asked. His low, sexy voice reverberated right through to Holliday's bones. A shiver ran down her spine, and she shoved her hands into her apron again so she could squeeze another pom-pom, determined to ignore the sudden frisson she felt. He was beautiful. It was the only word she could think of to describe him, perhaps because her brain was now the consistency of a toasted marshmallow. His thick brown hair had been swept back from his forehead and tousled, probably a result of him dislodging the snowflakes moments before. His mouth was full, and there were creases around his cheeks and the corners of his eyes, suggesting he smiled a lot, or at least used to. He certainly wasn't smiling now. His jaw was angular and faintly square, and he had a tiny cleft in the centre of his chin that Holliday's granny, when she was alive, would have attributed to something fanciful like an angel's kiss. Holliday opened her mouth as her boss came to stand beside her. "That's me, actually. Please call me Bonibel." She held out a hand for his bags, which the man didn't hand over. "Season's greetings, with extra greetings because it's the 1st of December. Come in. This is Holliday Harrison. She's in charge of guest entertainment and craft at Christmas Resort. I've asked her to show you around and to get you properly acquainted with everything while you're staying." The man's eyes flickered slowly over Holliday's face and her red velvet outfit, and his eyes widened. "Damon McAndrew," he said gruffly, before abruptly